Welcome to Robot Wars Extreme Warriors, where it's Annihilator time. Tonight, we're gonna welcome back 3 of the most destructive robots we've ever seen here on Robot Wars, fighting it out with 3 newcomers. And those newcomers are Hyperactive, Thor's Hammer, and Revenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mick Foley.
Yeah, alrighty, thank you very much. And welcome to Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Annihilator competition. The Annihilator is the ultimate in elimination tournaments. We start with 6 robots, eliminating 1 in each battle until 5 battles later. The robot left is our Annihilator champion. The robot will take home the Annihilator belt. Kind of like the belt I went off the rock when I smacked him. I don't know who's going to win, but I do know it's going to get vicious. Let's go to Carol in the pits.
Thanks, Mick. Hi, I'm Carol Groh, and tonight is all about the awesome Annihilator. We have 6 hungry robots with an appetite for destruction. There'll be 5 full-on battles, but only the strongest robot will survive. Back to you, Mick.
Thanks, Carol. 6 robots in the war zone all at the same time. And if that's not enough to watch, don't forget the house robots. They're lurking in the CPZs, or corner patrol zones, ready and willing to jump into the fray and dole out some justice, Robot War style. Right now, nothing stands between you and the Annihilator competition except the battle board. Let's go there and get the news on today's Warriors.
All right, Mick, we're gonna see 6 robots all shiny and new. I wonder how long that's gonna last. And those bots are Thor's Hammer, Revenge, the Termite, Hyperactive, Brute, and Cyclone.
We're getting ready for the first round in the Annihilator. Now, you always find me in the pits, but usually I'm outside the tunnel. Can't go over there right now. Got to stay back here where it's safe. And you can check this out to see why.
They're all going down. Spectre Robotics is going to take revenge. They're going down. They're all going down.
Thor's Hammer gonna take a hammer and squish the Termite.
Team Cyclone's taking them all out. They're going down.
Team Vicious is bringing it down. Get on, come and get some.
They're going down. This is the Team Credit. This is the Termite. They're all going down. We're going to take them out.
We're Team Hyperactive, and this is Hyperactive, and we're getting hyper on everyone.
Come on.
From Tucson, Arizona, Cyclone.
Cyclone hit at 217 pounds, didn't have such a great regular season, so they definitely got something to prove today with their vertical spinning disc.
From Redondo Beach, California, Brute.
Brute's running a rotary drum weapon at the front with a 7-inch ramming spike on the back. At 215 pounds, these guys want to take it home.
From Omaha, Nebraska, the Termite.
The Termite in at 165 pounds is running a 40-degree angle on their wheel camber, and he's got some mean-looking teeth on the front of there.
From Acton, California, Revenge.
Revenge, powered by some wheelchair motors. He's got some deadly rotating blades, and at 213 pounds, they're gonna be throwing their weight around.
From Citrus Heights, California, Thor's Hammer.
Thor's Hammer, the lightest at 114 pounds. He's got a serious hammer to shake things loose. Let's see if he knows how to use it.
From East Provo, Utah, Hyperactive.
Hyperactive with a 35-pound, 29-inch diameter disc weapon, and at full speed, it gets up to 215 miles an hour.
Roboteer, stand by.
And there's the Brute team on the left, Hyperactive in the middle, Thor's Hammer on the right. And there's Revenge on the left, Cyclone in the middle, and the Termite on the right. And And joining us in the corner patrol zones will be the ever-present Sir Kill-A-Lot. And alongside Sir Kill-A-Lot, Matilda with her tusks of steel.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Here we go for a no-holds-bar Robota Bash-a-thon. There's a good shot at Hyperactive. With that wheel, it just flipped Thor's hammer right up off the arena floor. Hyperactive, 215-mile-an-hour spinning disc has just put Thor's hammer out of commission as Cyclone comes in for cleanup. And Little Brute's getting in on the action, going in after the hammer. Oh, this poor hammer has had it. Oh, Cyclone, with that spinning disc, flips up and over the hammer, right out of the arena. Now, we know that hammer was a little light, but look at them now. They are out of commission. And as it runs an Annihilator, the first one out, the round is over. But Cyclone ties up Revenge and does some damage to that blade. Well, they better do some quick pit action. Well, both disc bots had a great show in here as they completely abused Thor's hammer. The lightest bot in the arena was the first to go out, and just look at the shredding action on that spinning disc, 215 miles an hour. And then it was Cyclone's time to demonstrate their disc prowess, and they surely did, as they pushed Thor's hammer right across the arena, right into the wall, and then for the finishing touch, put him right up out of the arena. So, with Thor's hammer being the first victim, you'd think they'd all be letting up, but nobody told Cyclone. Cyclone was out for a bit of revenge at the last minute.
To start out our Annihilator specials, a friend of mine might say it was a slobber knocker. Thor's hammer literally thrown out of the arena by the amazing Cyclone. Let's hear it for all the Roboteers. Well, we've got defeats on Robot Wars, and then we've got defeats, and that one's a crushing defeat. But I guess if you're going to lose, you might as well do it in spectacular fashion, and that indeed was spectacular. How did it feel to see your beloved machine treated in such a way?
Well, at one point it does hurt, but you know, if you're gonna die, you die with your boots on.
I would just like to thank you for creating an enduring memory right here on Robot Wars. Let's hear it for these guys.
And as we shed some robo-tears for Thor's hammer, we've got 5 bots left. Let's go down to the pits and have a look at what happened to Revenge.
Well, we survived a little bit. We had some damage, and we're going to fix it. Basically, what happened is we got caught in Cyclone's spinning wheel. We got knocked about a little bit. It was almost like our entrails got pulled out, but that's all right. We're going to come back, and we're going to knock into them a little bit. I think Cyclone's going down this time. We're going to get everything going. We're going to ram right into him and knock him over.
Chaotic? Yes, but you wouldn't have it any other way, would you? Cyclone, with his deadly spinning weapon, literally threw Thor's hammer out of the game and out of the arena. When we come back, 5 more robots move on to round 2 in their single-minded quest for the belt, like the one I won. All right. Oh, thank you, young man. Welcome back to Robot Wars Annihilator competition. This is round 2, and we're already down to 5 robots. Cyclone took things into his own hands in the last round, giving Thor's hammer a boost out of the arena. Let's go to the battle board and find out who will advance to the next round.
All right, Mick, we're going to see Revenge, the Termite, Hyperactive, Brute, and Cyclone. Let's go down to the pits and see if Carol's still hiding.
We're heading into round 2 of the Annihilator. As you can see, I'm still back here where it's safe because the robot tears are insane. They're absolutely crazy.
This is Team Hyperactive, and Hyperactive's going to take them all out in round 2.
Cyclone's going for another robotic field goal! This is Team Spitter! This is our bot, the Termite! We're going to take those spinners now! Revenge! 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 You're going down!
Team Vision is afraid of no robot out there.
Chris. This is Bob. Patrick. We're from Team Cyclone. This is our robot Cyclone. Giant 12 horsepower motor, giant spinning disc equals mass destruction for any robot it comes in contact with.
Hi, I'm Joshua Babb, and this is my dad, John Babb, and my stepbrother, Joe Miles. And this is Hyperactive, and this blade is going to go hyper on everyone.
I'm David, this is Jason, and this is my brother Alwyn. Together we make up Team Critter. This is our bot, the Termite. It has chromoly claws and 3,000 RPM teeth. It will chew up and spit out all other bots.
Hi, I'm Mike. This is Julio. This is Ron. We're Team Vicious, and this is our robot Brute. It's a solid steel frame, all welded. We've got 1,000 RPM, 23-pound spinning drum. It's tough as anything you've ever seen, and we're going to break some bots.
This is Spectre Robotics. I'm Valak Xavier Sykes, and this is Revenge. We're going to take revenge on everybody today in the Annihilator. We're going to destroy them all.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there's Team Hyperactive on the left and Team Brute on the right. And there's the Termite team on the left, Revenge in the middle, and Cyclone on the right. And guarding those corner patrol zones in this round, Shunt with that diamond edge axe. And in the other corner, the flame-throwing Sergeant Bash.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Just like before, as RefBot backs out, only one is going to go out, and 4 will go through to the next round. Termite straight into Hyperactive. Hyperactive trying to get that disc up to speed. And there's Cyclone and Hyperactive fighting it out, and wow! Cyclone just dismantled Hyperactive. Look at that! 2 spinning discs, but the double thickness won through as Cyclone went in there, took the chain off of Hyperactive, and then just dismantled the axle, and now they're destroying him. Look, there's not going to be anything left of Hyperactive after this round, and Cyclone's going after some more. So if he can weaken any other bot in this round before it's over, it's all the better for him. Hyperactive has still got some motor drive, so he's not counted out. The weapons, however, are completely gone. Now Cyclone goes after Brute, flips him, but he's invertible, so he's going to work on those wheels. Look at the piece fly off of Hyperactive. Oh, these guys, there's not going to be much left of them as Cyclone takes him up to the rail. Hyperactive's really in trouble up against the ropes now. Cyclone definitely wouldn't have the power, I wouldn't think, to flip that 220-pound bot out of the arena. But it looks like it's possible as Cyclone does it up and over. Hyperactive is out of there. What a beautiful bit of driving on the Cyclone team. Well, Cyclone are definitely the ones to beat in this Annihilator. They are awesome. Well, with another one out, all RefBot can do is shake its head in disbelief.
Was impressive. The Cyclone is mean. The Cyclone took Hyperactive and made it very inactive on our arena floor for the second time in just as many attempts. And now 4 remain in a quest to become the Annihilator champion. But the question that remains is, can anyone or any robot stop the Cyclone? Let's face it, on paper and even side by side on our arena floor, your robot looked to match up very well with the Cyclone, but it didn't work out that way. What happened? What's the difference?
Well, he's got stronger motors and a bigger and better built robot.
You did a good job. You did a good job. Let's hear it for our Roboteers.
And then there were 4 as Hyperactive joins Thor's hammer in the junkyard of tragedy.
in the pits, and there's a strong sense of urgency. These Roboteers are trying to repair their robots. We just came out of the second round of the Annihilator, and from what I saw, the Cyclone was kicking butt and taking names. Let's go get a report.
Team Cyclone, our only damage, a little scratch right here, a couple little scratches right here. I've seen worse done by shopping carts. We're just charging the batteries up and we'll be ready to go again.
We took a little bit of damage in the Termite. As you can see, they took off part of our sprocket, but we're going to weld it back on. We're going to be having up to speed, and we're going to be going out there and doing some more Cosmic-Ozzy runs at those other bots.
So this is Brute, we're Team Vicious. Took a little clip from Cyclone in the last shot, as you can see, but we've managed to patch up the wheel, dropping a new bit in, stick it back on. We're ready to take on any one of you out there again.
Cyclone dominating the Annihilator so far. In this round, picking on Hyperactive, tearing him to pieces, then spinning him out of the arena with his impressive weapon. When we come back, 4 robots march on to the finals. Can anyone take out the Cyclone? Don't go away. Woo, those flames are warm. Welcome back to Robot Wars Annihilator competition. 4 robots have come through the ringer of rounds 1 and 2, and 2 robots felt the wrath of the Cyclone, who took things into his own hands. Let's go to the battle board and find out which robots are advancing to round 3.
All right, Mick, as it whittles down, we're going to see Revenge, the Termite, Brute, and Cyclone fight it out.
We're ready for the next battle. Let's go!
Revenge. Cyclone. The Termite. Brute. Roboteers, stand by.
And there's Team Cyclone on the left with Chris Harriman at the controls, and Brute on the right with Mike Regan at the controls. And there's Team Termite on the left with David Gilson at the controls, and Revenge with Valak Sykes. And guarding that CPZ, 616 pounds of Sir Kill-A-Lot. And with him, the first appearance tonight, Dead Metal with that spinning blade.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So here we go. Let's see if the Termite and the Brute can stay out of trouble. They're definitely underweight compared to the rest of these guys. Cyclone is standing there firm, knowing that nobody wants to get near him, as Brute and Termite do a little tussle. Brute has got a nice little wheel on the front, but can't really get it up to speed. And Termite, we haven't seen any weaponry out of them yet at all. As we see Revenge trying to do exactly that. Revenge is looking for some revenge on Cyclone. As Cyclone flips Brute and Termite up at the same time. They've got so much power on that thing, it doesn't matter if he's on fire. If you look real close, I think Cyclone dismantled one of the wheels. Yes, he did. Right on Termite. Termite may be in some drive trouble, which could put them out in an early stage in this round. Cyclone is the one to beat. Or are they? There was a lot of smoke coming off of him, and look, he's got a fire inside. Oh, running over that flame wasn't too good for them. These guys could be in some serious trouble. Oh, that would be such a shame. These guys are an awesome bot. As Kill-A-Lot comes in and takes out the truly immobilized Termite. He wasn't going to wait for RefBot at all. He's taking the law into his own hands. And there's the 3-wheel Termite still rolling. As Cyclone goes over the CO2 jet in a fancy piece of driving to extinguish the flames internally. Although that disc isn't moving anymore as Brute hits the pit trigger. The audience knows what time it is, but does the Termite? As he's down to 3 wheels and he's getting slowly dismantled by dead metal, he's in major trouble. But he's still got power to those wheels. Incredible little design. Half the weight of Cyclone, who's in major trouble. Not too much driving going around on the Cyclone team. And they're looking very concerned as they try their reverse gear on Revenge. And Revenge quickly gets out to the front and just gives a little tap on Cyclone. You see that drum on the Brute spinning at full speed finally. Not a major weapon, but it's good for climbing. But it looks to me like the Brute is doing all the work here. Everybody else is being dismantled. Look at Cyclone, no spinning weapon whatsoever. Revenge is doing circles down in the arena. And it looks to me like Termite might have a little battery shortage. These guys aren't moving a bit as Brute nudges them along just to try to get him over to the pit, it looks like. It's got him in reverse with that spike coming out the rear. Will he be able to get him in the pit? It looks like it's going to be possible, but the camber of the Termite on those tires is keeping him from pushing him sideways. But not enough, and they go down.
Well, we're down to 3. The Cyclone's blade stops turning, but its hopes are still alive. And it's Cyclone, Brute, and Revenge in the Annihilator Special. Very interesting turn of events. Now, Cyclone, you guys were so dominant in the first 2 rounds, and then what happened this time around? Not quite as impressive out there.
We were having a bit of radio interference and then a nice little fire. Kind of hindered our aggressiveness.
What can you do to rectify things before the next round?
Little rewiring and some radio testing, and we should be good to go.
Be back good as new. Okay, but you were able to get 1 shot in on the bug here, and 1 shot seemed to be enough for the Termite.
Yeah, they were like evil kids pulling the legs off little bugs, you know. But luckily, ticks don't fly. They like to burrow, but they don't like to fly.
Now, if it had been me, the strategy would have been, as soon as Cyclone was hurt, to gang up on him and get him out of the competition. Let's face it, he's going to come back better than new, and kick all your butts. Any chance of that? Why didn't that happen?
We got a plan.
You've got a plan, and the plan obviously didn't include driving yourself into the pit, but driving Termite into the pit. Okay, you showed that you could hurt other cars. And Revenge, anything up your sleeve?
We're going to fix our damage and come back swinging.
All right, you've heard it from the Roboteers. Now let's hear it for the Roboteers.
So the Termite gets buried, and we're down to 3 bots.
Round 3 is history, and with it, Cyclone's domination of this competition. He lost his weapon early on in the fight, but managed to lay low while Brute stepped up and sent Termite into the pit. Did the remaining robots miss a strategic opportunity to get Cyclone while he was down? We'll find out when our competition continues right after this. I think those flames are getting higher. Welcome back. This is the Robot Wars Annihilator competition. 3 robots remain. Not so easy to get lost in this shuffle now. Each of these metallic monsters are going to have to take matters into their own hands if they want the belt. Let's go to the battle board.
All right, Mick, the 3 remaining bots are Revenge, Brute, and Cyclone.
From Acton, California, Revenge. From Tucson, Arizona, Cyclone. From Redondo Beach, California, Brute. Roboteers, stand by.
Team Brute there on the left with Mike Regan at the controls, and Revenge with Valak Sykes. And there's Chris Harriman at the controls for Cyclone. Guarding that corner patrol zone, Sergeant Bash. And with him, Dead Metal and his spinning saw.
3, 2, 1, Activate.
Well, hopefully Cyclone had a good pit stop. There's a bit of wobble going on their disc as they seem to want to go after Revenge. Revenge hasn't had too much in the weaponry department in the first 3 rounds. And it looks like Brood is backed into that pick trigger. Great bit of tactics, a little David and Goliath here, as they are going to try to put somebody else in the pit. Cyclone goes up against Revenge, flips the invertible Revenge, and puts him right into the capable hands of Bash. It's a party in the corner patrol zone. Brute, Cyclone, and Revenge are all taking it out. As Bash comes in to dish out some justice, Brute backs right out of that corner patrol zone because he knows better. And Cyclone is looking for another victim. Could it be Brute? Now, Dead Metal and Bash have Revenge on their minds and Revenge in their pincers, as Revenge is stuck in that corner patrol zone, begging for mercy. I bet you their minutes are numbered here in Robot Wars. Cyclone just sitting out there proudly knowing that Revenge has seen better days. That bot is not moving. The audience is chanting for the pit. The count is going down from RefBot. And by all rights, the house bots have to wait for it. Although, in Robot Wars, we haven't always seen that. And Cyclone and Brood are just sitting back and waiting for the inevitable as the 10-second count goes, and it's time for the house bots to do their work. And Bash goes in with the pincers. Dead Metal's in there with a saw. Are we going to see some Revenge pit action? I think maybe, but not before a nice barbecue. The audience wants the flipper. They want to see old Revenge jettison and get some nice hang time in the process. As Dead Metal drags that dead Revenge across to the flipper, backs up. Let's see if we can get some hang time out of him. Nice bit of flying. Well, if he could have landed on somebody, that would have been a much better weapon than they were using, because these guys were out of it before they even started. Nice looking invertible bot, though. But he never really recovered from that first bout with Cyclone. Took him apart as Bash backs poor Revenge into the hole. Almost put himself in there. It's all over.
Cease.
Revenge, the question that came to my mind is, why didn't you and Brute kind of get together and team up on the Cyclone? It seemed like it may have been your only chance.
Well, I figured I was going for Cyclone either way. I didn't care if somebody was going to help me or not. I was just going to keep whacking at him until one of us was dead.
And that one would be you. Okay. Okay, now, I'm not saying you guys didn't do anything out there, but maybe you could tell me what exactly you were doing out there.
Our strategy was try and get the pit open and leave something for Cyclone to drive into. If we could get him over there. Then by the time I turned around, there's house bots all around. Revenge was getting beat on. I got like one hit on the back of Cyclone, backed out, and just went.
What I want to know is right here. Do you want to save yourselves some punishment? Just shake hands and concede the Annihilator Championship to Cyclone, because you guys are looking devastating out there. I was surprised, frankly, they didn't gang up on you. Did their lack of strategy surprise you?
Actually, I thought they had a good strategy. Cyclone doesn't have a strong drive system, so by opening the pit.
Tell them that.
Cyclone has a strong drive system, and you don't have a chance.
Well, they still have to stay away from the big spinning wheel.
Well, I, for one, am looking forward to seeing Cyclone beat up on the Brute in our Annihilator Championship. Yeah!
Well, it's definitely Davey and Goliath time here. As Cyclone with a spinning disc go through against Brute for the final.
Alec, what happened?
Well, we went after
Revenge went
Cyclone.
down.
Yeah, it did, but it's all the components are still working at least. But we went after Cyclone as best we could.
Okay.
We kept whacking him till we figured we were going to knock him out, but we actually knocked our own power out, so we killed ourselves. Then Dead Metal just hit us quite a few times. Sergeant Bash grabbed us up there.
Well, it was good to have you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you again.
Thanks a lot. Next seat.
Well, Cyclone is back in the game, striking while the iron was hot. Kind of like those flames that I'm not afraid of. Pulled Revenge into a corner patrol zone where Sergeant Bash in dead metal kicked his butt until he was immobilized, flipped, and pitted. When we come back, the final match for the belt and the title of Annihilator Champion. It's what we've been waiting for. Don't you dare go away. Hey, let's like that. Welcome back. We've had 4 rounds of incredible action in the Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Annihilator competition. The field has been narrowed to 2. While Cyclone and Brute prepare to pummel each other for the belt, let's take a look at how they got here.
All right, Mick, we started out with Thor's hammer, Revenge the Termite, Hyperactive, Brute, and Cyclone. Only 1 robot goes out in each round. So in the first round of the Annihilator, we saw Thor's hammer take a major pounding. We never saw that hammer in action, but we definitely saw Hyperactive's blade flip old Thor's hammer up to the heavens. And then it was Cyclone's turn to get in on it, and they weren't messing around. They put the hammer out of commission. Just look at the speed of that disc.
At one point, it does hurt, but, you know, if you're gonna die, you die with your boots on.
So in the next round, we were down to 5, with Revenge, the Termite, Hyperactive, Brute, and Cyclone to fight it out. Little Brute and Little Termite seem to have their work cut out for them in this round, but Hyperactive had some troubles. That trouble being Cyclone, who completely dismantled their weaponry. The double thickness of Cyclone's spinning blade may make Hyperactive team think about designing a little stronger next time. And then it was Brute's time to be flipped out, but he stayed in the arena, and it was really Hyperactive that was going to disintegrate before our very eyes. Cyclone was doing his best to get him completely out of the arena, out of commission, and out of this Annihilator. And he did it.
Your robot looked to match up very well with the Cyclone, but it didn't work out that way. What happened? What's the difference?
Well, he's got stronger motors and a bigger and better built robot.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, Revenge, the Termite, Brute, and Cyclone decided to fight it out. And right from the beginning, Cyclone was proving to be its dominant self, as it was taking apart the opposition, and the little Brute and Termite got flipped simultaneously, and then Cyclone went right after the Termite, tore a wheel right off his drivetrain. But the little Termite, even though he lost a wheel, he still had some driving power. Just look at the damage inflicted from Cyclone. And then Cyclone inflicted a bit of damage on itself by hanging on those flames a bit too long and torched up the inner workings of that bot. They were about ready to fry when Brute hit the pit trigger. As Brute was trying to nestle poor little Termite closer and closer to the pit, Cyclone were thinking about what they had to do in the pits.
Termites don't fly, but we had a lot of fun burrowing into that pit.
And then there were 3. Revenge, Brute, and Cyclone. Now, Cyclone, we know what he's capable of, but we never saw anything out of Revenge until this round. Revenge had a quick little spin around, trying to get some angle, but Cyclone proved to be too strong. The little Brute was sneaking around, picking up some scraps, hitting the pit trigger. Great driving strategy on the Brute team's part. That's what brought him into the final, but poor Revenge got into a vengeful corner patrol zone filled by Sergeant Bash and Dead Metal, and they made him feel it. Poor Revenge were certainly put out of commission then, and Cyclone and Brute just watched on as Bash buried Revenge.
It was a good fight. We did our best. We're coming back next season to kick some butt.
Which brings us to where we are now, the finals of Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Annihilator. Cyclone against Brute.
4 rounds of non-stop action, and the best is yet to come. When we come back, Cyclone and Brute go mano a mano for the Annihilator belt. It's gonna get ugly. Oh, yeah, well, if you can't beat them, join them. This is what it all comes down to. 2 robots, 1 belt. The Robot Wars Extreme Warriors Annihilator Championship. Will Cyclone blow right by Brute and into the winner's circle? Or will Brute find the strength to stop the Cyclone? Kids, don't try this at home.
And here it is for the Annihilator belt. Cyclone up against Brute. This ought to be a doozy.
I'm outside the tunnel. We're getting ready for the final Annihilator battle. We got 2 great teams here. I've got Brute, Cyclone. Brute, what do you think your advantages are over the Cyclone?
I think we've got some speed and some maneuverability over him. I think we try and outdrive him. If that doesn't do it, we've got the largest chunk of steel he's ever tried to bite into, and we'll just put that right into the blade, see how it does.
Well, it sounds like you guys got a great strategy. You put some guys in the pits, so good luck. Okay, Cyclone, that looks like a mean machine. Tell me exactly what that is going to do to the Brute.
Hopefully if all goes as planned, it'll throw him in the air and destroy him. Cyclone's wheel spins so fast, it's so devastating that robots can't hang with it. It just throws them out of the arena.
From Redondo Beach, California, Brute. From Tucson, Arizona, Cyclone. Roboteer, stand by.
There's Bob, Chris, and Patrick for Cyclone and the awesome Cyclone. And Julio, Mike, and Ron for the Brute. And there's the Brute. The house bots in this final will be a flame-throwing Sergeant Bash and a pushing power of Shunt.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go for the Annihilator belt. Whoever survives this one will be walking away with some brass. And immediately, Brute goes head up with Cyclone and takes Cyclone from underneath. There's a drive belt laying on that arena floor that looks like it was dislodged by the Brute. The Brute has that metal roller on the front. Maybe a little bit too much metal for the Cyclone boys. It looks like Mike Regan was right about his little weapon on the Brute. That metal just tore the extra build off a Cyclone. He's still got power with that disc, but my guess is he doesn't have as much power. And there is something wobbling on Cyclone's blade now, as the little Brute is coming up with the goods in this final. We never thought they were going to do this good. But he better get out of that corner patrol zone before Bash does some flame throwing. Yeah, Cyclone's wheel has definitely been immobilized. They've got no power left on their weaponry, which means it's going to be straight down to driving. So Brute against Cyclone, and the playing field has been leveled a little better as Shunt comes down on Brute. And Brute luckily gets out of the way. Shunt with that diamond edge axe, burying it into the side of Brute. Brute better stay out of that CPZ if he knows what's good for him. And now he's backing Cyclone into the corner patrol zone. Let's see what Shunt will do to Cyclone. Cyclone getting dragged back by the tracks. And Shunt is trying to bury that axe right into the back of Cyclone. There's the Cyclone boys looking like they're in some serious trouble. And all they've got left is some strategy, and they're using it as Cyclone goes into the pit trigger. Hopefully, they're going to dump the Brute in it, because that's going to be their only way out. As Bash gets Brute cornered into the corner patrol zone, poor Brute is taking some major abuse, 100 pounds lighter than his opposition in this round, and it takes a housebot to dispose of him. So you tell me what's fair. Now, in all fairness, actually, Brute did spend a lot of time in the CPZs, so he deserves what he gets, as Refbot clears Cyclone out of the way and goes for the countdown. This could be an upset, because Brute was doing so well, Cyclone got dismantled. But you know what happens here on Robot Wars? You last too long in the round, is a good possibility your power source is gonna be kaput. And that's what's happened to Brute, as the house bots come and make handy work of them. The audience is chanting for the pit as Shunt pushes Brute out into the middle of the arena. And Brute is going down to inevitable end as Cyclone goes through as the Annihilator champion. And what a great design they were. Even though they weren't working towards the end of this round, they had what it took to make it to the end.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thanks.
Well, actually, I was talking about Carol, our pits presenter, not your bounty. Let's face it, that was a little bit ugly. The Brute seemed to be having its way with the very formidable Cyclone, and then something happened to the drivetrain, allowing our house robots to really do a number on you.
Yeah, you know, we fed him steel, and he couldn't take it, and somewhere we got a pinched wheel that sort of had some trouble driving.
But you knocked out a couple of Cyclone's teeth, and I must add that women find those missing teeth attractive. You know what I mean? Cyclone, congratulations. It's not the type of contest we're used to seeing from your robot, but you're the champions nonetheless. Do you feel a little bit disappointed in the performance?
Yeah, Brute's a tough little robot. I'm kind of upset that we didn't get a chance to tear him up like we did some of the other robots, but I think we were able to bend him up enough to mess up his driving abilities and pull it out.
Well, congratulations again. I, for one, would have loved to have seen you throw Brute to the cold concrete surface, but you're the champion nonetheless, and here to present our championship belt, our pits presenter, Carol Crow. Yeah.
You did it!
Yes. You guys can wear that out tonight. Don't sleep with it. It'll pinch your sides a little bit, okay? I know. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. Be sure to tune in next time when some of the greatest robots in the world fight it out in a battle for robotic supremacy. For Carol Grow, I'm Mick Foley saying until next time, fight on.
Next time on Robot Wars Extreme Warriors, it's Tag Team Terror. 16 bots team up in 8 deadly alliances, where there can only be one winner in this no-holds-barred knockout tournament, where anything goes, right here on the new TNN.